What? Hey, man, you a whole bitch. Catch a nigga lacking with that Glock and shoot the whole world. Yo.
What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Tokyo here. Today we are back at it again with another reaction video. Today's a little different video. We don't got SML. Today. I found a video that's pretty interesting. I ain't gonna cap. This is hip hop's most controversial albums explained. I ain't gonna lie, I literally just saw this shit on my recommendation. Seemed interesting. I kind of wanted to check it out. It got like mostly older albums for real, but I did see X's album on this shit and another album that I recognized. I didn't see it fully all the way, but I did recognize it. But we about to go ahead and check this out. If you guys like this type of video, this is by Music. This is, I about to put it right here because I'm hot right now and I cannot read. So yeah, we about to go ahead and check this out. If you guys like this type of video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and make sure you check out bro's channel. Link's gonna be in the description down below. And with that being said, we about to go ahead and check it out.
Straight Outta Compton. NWA's 1988 debut, Straight Outta Compton, was the album that brought West Coast gangster rap to the center of American culture. It painted a vivid picture of life in Los Angeles, police harassment, poverty, and gang culture, with a level of raw detail that most mainstream audiences had never heard before. The track
I'm sorry I paused so quick, but I ain't gonna lie, back in like middle school, I did hear about these guys, and I was on like a good little, they had me in the chokehold for a good little while. I ain't gonna cap, they shit was kind of cold. I ain't gonna cap, they shit was kind of cold for me. To me, back then, they was kind of cold to me, I ain't gonna lie. That little, I think it was really just the flow and the beat for real, to me for real. I ain't gonna lie, I liked it. I don't care what you say.
Police quickly became the focus of the backlash. It called out law enforcement for racial profiling and abuse of power, and it was so direct that the FBI sent a warning letter to the group's label. Police groups across the country protested the song, and politicians used it as proof that rap music was dangerous. This marked one of the first times the US government openly responded to a rap record. The rest of the project followed the same unfiltered approach. Songs about gang life, survival, and economic struggle gave listeners a close look at conditions in Compton. MTV banned the video for the title track, which only boosted the group's reputation for being too real for mainstream TV. Critics accused the group of glorifying crime and misogyny, but fans argued that they were documenting the environment they grew up in. The cover was Eazy-E, pointing a gun toward the camera as the group looks down. It matched the music's confrontational tone and made the project feel less like entertainment and more like a statement. Even with bans and boycotts, the record went platinum and spread nationwide. Straight Outta Compton ended up bigger than just an album. It forced national conversations about censorship, race, policing, and artistic freedom. It established NWA as pioneers of West Coast hip-hop and set the stage for the rise of the gangster rap in the 1990s. Nas, Untitled. In 2007, Nas announced plans to title his 9th album saying he wanted to take the power out of the slur. The decision immediately drew backlash from community leaders, politicians, and media outlets. Reverend Jesse Jackson called the title offensive, while New York Assemblyman Hakeem Jeffries urged officials to pull state pension investments from Universal, the parent company of Nas's label, unless the name was changed. Despite public criticism, Island Def Jam chairman L.A. Reid supported Nas's creative choice. But by May 2008, Nas decided to change the name to simply Untitled, saying that getting the music out mattered more than fighting over the title. Even without the word on the cover, listeners understood the original intent. When the album dropped in July 2008, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, with over 187,000 first-week sales, and later went gold. The project included politically charged songs like Sly Fox, which directly criticized Fox News for racism and negative coverage of Barack and Michelle Obama during the 2008 election. Nas also joined a protest outside Fox's headquarters, the same week the album topped the charts. Between the original title, the cover art referencing slavery, and the lyrical focus on race and politics, Untitled became one of the most controversial albums in Nas's career. It solidified his role as an artist willing to confront social issues.
I ain't gonna lie, Nas is one of those, I feel like Nas is one of those rappers, like, especially like old school rappers, that's like a reason why like Huey from the Boondocks is like a thing for real. You feel me? Cause Nas will speak about so much like real shit that goes on in like America or like in like the black community. Yeah, it's like damn. And again, I'm like a '03 baby, bro. So I rarely listen to this nigga for growing up. But when I did listen to this nigga and heard like a few of his songs, like growing up, this is just about growing up, bro. Not really like just fully listening on my own type shit. You feel me? Like this is like listening to like cousins, family members type shit, or just having it on just to have it on type shit. And like I'm just sitting here just like going through this shit, just not really understanding this shit until I got really old enough to like when I just like, cause I listen to like old like I listen to all type of genres, bro. I ain't gonna lie. From old to new, country, not really country. I don't really feel country like that. But like I listen to different types of shit. Not really like the Young Boy, all that type of shit. Even though I do listen to Young Boy, but I listen to like just that nigga for real. I listen to everything. But yeah, Nas is like that's one of those top ones that's like that will speak about that real shit for real.
Directly through his music. Tupac.
And I
Tupacalypse
feel
Now.
like as though like Nas is like the reason why J. Cole is a thing for real. Like a lot of lyrical rap is like more a thing now for real. Like lyrical rappers for real. I can't think of a lot of lyrical rappers right now.
Tupac launched his solo career in 1991 with Tupacalypse Now, a debut that focused on racism, poverty, police brutality, teenage pregnancy, and drug abuse. The record stood out because it tackled subjects that were rarely discussed in mainstream rap at the time, using direct and personal storytelling. The controversy began after a 19-year-old in Texas killed a state trooper, and the defense attorney argued that Tupacalypse Now had influenced the act. Vice President Dan Quayle publicly condemned the album and pressured Time Warner, which owned part of Interscope Records, to pull it from the shelves. He claimed the record had, quote, no place in society. Critics singled out the track Soulja Story, saying its depiction of violence during a traffic stop echoed the real incident. Tupac defended his work, explaining that his lyrics were not meant to encourage violence, but to show what young black men experience daily. He pointed out that movies and TV regularly showed the same kind of content without facing the same backlash, arguing that rap was being unfairly targeted. The pushback ended up increasing attention around the album. Instead of being silenced,
I feel like rap was like because it's really like how motherfuckers. I mean like I ain't gonna lie. This is how motherfuckers. That's all what motherfuckers knew at the time. That's what they would just talk about. So you can't really blame rap as like the thing for real. Like I ain't gonna say blame the motherfuckers that's making the music either, but like what you expect from what these niggas lived through, from what these niggas went through for that shit. If these niggas wanna make music, these niggas are going to rap about the shit they went through for real. That's pretty much how music is for real. And this is just coming from all type of music. Like, you feel me? If you gonna make music about something, you gonna make it about your life type shit or like something that relates to your life, that can relate to other people. You feel me? Like shit like that. And I feel as though like Tupac is like a very good example of like why they felt like why rap was how it was, and like how people viewed rap how it was for real. That and NWA, like they viewed it as such violence because of like what people was saying type shit, but not realizing that that's how like the shit they're talking about is what they went through in their lives type shit. And with that, it's like you can't really be mad because that's just his life. You feel me? And this goes by any type of rapper. You feel me? That raps about their life. Like you can't really get mad at him for talking about the shit that he went through. Cause that's just like, what the fuck you mad about? What you mad for? He talking about his life, and that's just the real shit. That's just the realness of what the fuck he went through. You feel me? So you can't really be mad at that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I seen growing up, I was in a like I said, bro. I was in a rabbit hole of all '90s rap of like, nigga. I know like a little bit of this shit. And for what they did to like Tupac and NWA. fuck that shit. Y'all niggas some assholes for that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Tupac's message spread further, helping him build a reputation as one of hip-hop's most outspoken voices. The controversy laid the foundation for his rise as an artist who blended music with political and social commentary. Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP. Eminem's 2000 release, the Marshall Mathers LP, became one of the most controversial albums in rap history for its graphic violence, misogyny, and attacks on celebrities. Songs took aim at pop stars like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and NSYNC, while others focused on his ex-wife Kim and his own mother. The mix of personal references and extreme storytelling blurred the line between fiction and reality. Women's rights groups, government officials, and public figures condemned the record. Lynn Cheney, wife of Vice President Dick Cheney, publicly criticized it, and Canadian authorities briefly considered blocking Eminem from performing during his anger management tour. Even the original cover art, Eminem sitting with alcohol and pills, drew backlash and was later changed. Despite protests, the album was a massive commercial success. It sold 1.78 million copies in its first week, topped the Billboard 200, and went 11 times platinum in the US. It also won Best Rap Album at the 2001 Grammy Awards. XXX
I ain't gonna lie, that nigga dressed like he in the 2000s. What the fuck? That's how, bro, that nigga dressed like he in the fucking 2000s, bro. What the hell?
XXXTentacion, 17. X released his debut album 17 in 2017, centering on themes of depression, heartbreak, and mental health. The stripped-down production and emotional delivery connected deeply with young listeners, but the raw and
I ain't gonna cap, bro. When this album dropped, this is a time when I was actually terrified of this nigga. I ain't gonna cap. I thought if I ever gonna meet this nigga one day, this nigga was just gonna beat my ass. I ain't gonna cap. This nigga was gonna whoop my ass. Just start beating my ass for no fucking reason. I thought I was gonna be like, oh, what up, X? Hey, what up? I fuck with your music, and just get fucking rocked in the fucking face. Like, damn, what the fuck I do? I fuck with your music, nigga. But this is a time. That was like a time where when I first heard this nigga shit, like look at me, fucking sipping tea in your hood, gospel, like shit like that. Like, dog, I thought I was gonna fucking get drop kicked by this nigga if I ever met him. I ain't gonna cap. Fortunately, I never got to meet him.
unpolished sound also divided critics and audiences. The controversy surrounding the project was tied to X.
Don't give a fuck what anybody says. Hold on. I'm about to show y'all my what I fuck with. I ain't gonna cap. Jocelyn Flores, I fuck with. Everybody Died in Nightmares, I fuck with. Carry On, I fuck with. Fuck Love, I fuck with. Depression and Obsession, I fuck with. I ain't gonna cap. Revenge, I fuck with heavy. I ain't gonna cap. Dead Inside is alright. The explanation, that's just him talking about some shit, right? But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with this album. I ain't gonna cap though. I did hear this album like really after he passed for real, because it was like, for me, I ain't gonna lie. X was like, don't get twisted. I fucked with his music, but at the same time, it was like when this dropped the first time, like when I first heard it, it was like a few songs I liked and a few songs I didn't like for real. And majority of the songs I just didn't really like, so I just didn't really like listen to X as much for real. Like during 2017, I was like an off and on type. You feel me? I was like listening to like mostly like his older, like more hype rage songs for real. Then his little depression stage. I kind of wish I went through that shit, cause I ain't was going a little bit something, but this probably would have helped. But I was listening to Juice WRLD at the time, so he actually helped me out too. So best of both worlds. I was already listening to Juice WRLD more than X for real. I ain't gonna lie. That's just me. Speaking of Juice WRLD, I got a Juice WRLD shirt, and it's this nigga birthday today too. I've been seeing this nigga shit everywhere. Happy birthday, Juice WRLD, R.I.P.
Also divided critics and audiences. The controversy surrounding the project was tied to X's personal life. At the time, he faced serious legal charges involving domestic abuse against his then pregnant girlfriend. This led many to question whether his music could be separated from his actions. Spotify even removed his songs from promoted playlists under hateful conduct.
I remember when niggas, bro, I remember everybody on Twitter Instagram, Snapchat was on Spotify head, bro. When they took this nigga shit off. Cause I don't remember if they took it off while it was during the trial or while this nigga passed. I think it was after he passed they removed this. No. I'm trying. Because I remember this nigga Kendrick tweeted saying the same shit. Put this nigga shit back on Spotify type shit. I think that was before he passed though. I don't remember. I don't really remember too much about it.
Policy, though the decision was later reversed after backlash from artists like Kendrick Lamar. Tracks like Jocelyn Flores, written in memory of a girl who had taken her own life after visiting him, drew both praise and criticism. The family of Jocelyn Flores said they were
This song, I'm sorry for pausing so much, but this song did help me go through my situation with my friend who also passed during the same fate. So this song helped me out a lot, and I'm grateful. I ain't gonna cap.
were not consulted before the song was released, raising questions about how X used her story. Other songs such as F*** Love and Everybody Dies in Their Nightmares continued the project's focus on loss and despair. Despite the controversy, the album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, sold 87,000 copies first week, and later went triple platinum. Songs like F*** Love became one of the most streamed tracks in SoundCloud history. 17 remains
Bro, nigga, oh my god, I remember when that song came out, all you heard in the fucking, bro, cause this is like freshman year, bro, right? This freshman year, dog. When this album dropped, it was kind of like mid, I think it was going right, no, I think we was in right, we was going right, like, we was in, like, going right to freshman year. When this shit dropped, dog, that's all. Like the fuck love was like the only song you was hearing in the fucking hallway. Niggas was singing that shit every fucking day. But that bitch was hard though. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't give a fuck, bro. That shit was too cold.
one of the most debated rap albums of the 2010s. Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet. Public Enemy's 1990 album, Fear of a Black Planet, expanded their reputation as one of the most politically.
I did not know that this nigga. I might be wrong, but that kind of look like Flavor Flav a little bit. I ain't gonna cap. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments. Let me know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Charged groups in hip-hop. The project followed controversy from 1989 when group member Professor Griff made anti-Semitic remarks in an interview. The backlash led to his removal under pressure from Def Jam and community leaders, though he was later reinstated, fueling further debate about the group's direction. The album addressed race, media, and inequality with songs that directly challenged American institutions. Fight the Power, first released on the soundtrack to Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing.
Was this the niggas that made that? And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blackly black. And I'm black, y'all. Was that these niggas that made that shit? Or is that somebody else? I might be tripping because I don't know. I probably came from a fucking movie. Now I'm thinking about it.
Became both an anthem and a lightning rod for criticism due to its attacks on cultural icons like Elvis Presley and John Wayne. Burn Hollywood Burn called out racism in the film industry, while 911 as a joke criticized poor emergency response in black neighborhoods. Even the title, Fear of a Black Planet, sparked controversy. Chuck D explained that the phrase represented how society constructs racial divisions to preserve power, not a biological truth. He framed black pride as an act of self-defense against systemic inequality. The record became a landmark in hip-hop by showing how rap could function as activism as well as music. While it stirred outrage, it also reinforced Public Enemy's role as outspoken truth tellers and cemented their influence on social.
You know what's crazy? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like I said, cause it's like they've been trying to paint rap as bad for like decades, nigga. For decades, they've been trying to make that shit look like it's bad type shit. Now, I'm not gonna say that it's the best music out there. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not saying that shit. I'm not gonna say that it's like it's the only thing you should listen to. I'm not saying that either. But I am saying, and I am kind of noticing a little pattern here. I'm not gonna lie. Well, in some of these, I'll say. really in Nas, Tupac, and these niggas for real. Like, I feel like mostly like the mid 90s, early 2000s. These niggas, like, honestly did not, I wouldn't say like didn't like it, but were like was like uncomfortable with these guys talking about the real situation that happens to black people in song. Like, this is just my take, you feel me? This is my take, you feel me? Because like this is just what I'm seeing, you feel me? Especially in these like little these early 90s, early 2000s like songs like or albums, like, you feel me? Because like in the ones you notice, it's like they talk about, like, this nigga's been talking about, oh, it's offensive, it's I'm trying to think of some other words right now. It's offensive, I don't like it, pretty much. Basically it's about this misandry, all that other type of shit, the sexism, all that type of shit. And it's like, oh, then again, I don't really know too much. I gotta listen to these songs. I gotta listen to some of these albums to like really fully get like a good judgment on it, for real, to get both sides of what they're talking about. But at the same time, I'm kind of on the black side right now because, like, from what I see right now, these niggas try to take him down to really silence the black industry of music. That's just my take. You take that how you will. Because I feel like if these niggas would have made some notes, they probably would have still tried to block their shit because they don't like how it sounds. It can go in any other way. It can really go, it doesn't matter what type of genre it is. If they speak on the same situations for real, and mind you, there's literally a whole fucking song about a fucking school shooting and nobody questioned it. And this is like early. This is like I don't know if this is after Columbine. I don't know. I don't really know the history of the song. But I'm saying, like, you feel me? Like, that shit stays up, but it's like y'all niggas talking about, like, that's about violence. Y'all talking about, you know, I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not the only one that's seeing this shit.
Conscious rap. Chief Keef, Finally Rich. Chief Keef released Finally Rich in December 2012 at age 17, introducing Chicago drill music to a national audience. The album's tracks like Love Sosa and I Don't Like highlighted violence, gang rivalries, and life on the South Side.
Bro, Love Sosa plays on my headphones every fucking day in my at work, bro. And I don't even be putting it on. It just pops on every fucking time. I'd be having to skip that shit so many times. I ain't gonna lie.
Which drew criticism for glorifying crime, while supporters saw it as an authentic reflection of his environment. One of the most controversial aspects was Keef dissing deceased rivals in his lyrics, including Tuka, a teenager killed at a bus stop in a suspected gang-related incident. This type of direct reference to the dead influenced a trend that later became common in drill rap. Keef's own legal troubles also fueled the backlash. In December 2011, before the album dropped, police responded to reports of shots fired and said Keef pointed a weapon before fleeing. He was arrested, charged with aggravated assault, and sentenced to house arrest, during which he filmed the I Don't Like video. The song gained national attention after Kanye West released a remix, pushing Chief Keef into the mainstream. Despite concerns from community leaders and critics, the album reached a wide audience and played a major role in shaping drill music's rise. Insane Clown Posse, The Great Milenko. Insane Clown Posse released The Great Milenko in 1997 through Disney-owned Hollywood Records. Hours after it hit stores, Disney pulled the album and dropped the group from the label. The company said the decision was based on explicit content and violent themes, though it came after criticism from groups like the Southern Baptist Church. The sudden removal fueled national headlines and debates about censorship. Fans saw it as proof the group was being unfairly targeted, while critics pointed to the horrorcore lyrics, graphic violence, and anti-establishment.
I mean, it's a horrorcore fucking group. What do you expect? What do you expect, my nigga? What the fuck?
Themes as reasons the album was unsuitable for Disney's brand. Despite the controversy, The Great Milenko continued to sell through other distributors and eventually went platinum in 1999. The backlash strengthened ICP's reputation as outsiders in hip-hop and deepened the loyalty of their fan base, the Juggalos. Ice Cube, Death Certificate. Ice Cube released Death Certificate in October 1991, months before the Los Angeles riots. The album was divided into two sides: the death side, which depicted gang violence, drugs, and poverty, and the life side, which promoted black pride and cultural empowerment. Several tracks sparked major controversy. Black Korea was condemned for its threats towards Korean American shop owners following the killing of Latasha Harlins, and No Vaseline became infamous as a diss track against NWA. The album cover, showing Uncle Sam on a morgue gurney, added to the backlash. In the United Kingdom, Black Korea and No Vaseline were removed from the release due to concerns about inciting racial tension. In Oregon, stores were banned from displaying Ice Cube's image. Despite limited promotion and censorship, the album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, sold over 105,000 copies in its first week.
Y'all niggas really tried to silence this nigga and he still reached number 2. That's fucking crazy. Cry about it.
And was later certified platinum. 2 Live Crew, As Nasty as They Wanna Be. 2 Live Crew released As Nasty as They Wanna Be in 1989.
I don't really remember it, but I remember the album cover. This bitch, I'm still
album features sexually explicit lyrics and artwork that immediately drew attention from politicians and community leaders. Its single, Me So became a national hit, reaching number 26 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the rap charts. In 1990, a Florida judge ruled the album legally obscene, making it the first rap record to receive such a ruling. Record store owners were arrested for selling it, and members of the group were detained after performing the songs live. The group argued this violated their First Amendment rights and fought the case in court. In response, they released Banned in the USA, which carried the first ever parental advisory sticker. The album directly addressed the legal battle and criticized officials like the Brown.
I forgot this is them. See him. What the fuck? This is them. I forgot about that. These niggas are the first ever motherfuckers to put that parent shit on that bitch. That's fucking crazy. I forgot about that bitch.
Broward County Sheriff who had targeted them. The case became a landmark moment in the fight over censorship in hip-hop, with 2 Live Crew ultimately winning their appeal and securing broader protections for rap lyrics under free speech. Tyler the Creator, Goblin. Tyler the Creator released Goblin in May 2011 as his major label debut. The album featured violent, misogynistic, and provocative lyrics that drew immediate backlash. Songs like She were criticized for glorifying stalking, while the viral video for Yonkers, which showed Tyler eating a cockroach and hanging himself, sparked further controversy. The track Radicals became a flashpoint in 2019 when a student at the University of South Alabama wrote its lyrics in a library and was accused of making threats, showing how the album's content continued to spark debate years later. Tyler also faced restrictions abroad. In 2015, he was temporarily banned from entering the United Kingdom due to his lyrics, and he canceled a planned tour in Australia.
How do you get banned from a whole country due to a lyric, though? That's fucking wild. That's wild, dog.
Amid similar controversy, though he was later allowed to perform in both countries after the bans were lifted. Despite these challenges, the album broke Tyler into the mainstream and established him as one of the most polarizing new voices in rap at the time. Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. Snoop Dogg released Doggy Style in November 1993, only months after being charged in a highly publicized murder case. The legal battle put him under intense media scrutiny and added to the controversy around the album's release. The project debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 800,000 copies in its first week, one of the strongest openings of the decade. Songs like Murder Was the Case took on new meaning in light of Snoop's legal troubles, even though it had been written before the incident. The album faced criticism for explicit content, violent themes, and its portrayal of women. Tracks like Serial Killer and Ain't No Fun were singled out by activists and politicians as examples of gangster rap's negative influence. The cartoon-style cover cover art, which featured sexual imagery, also added to the controversy. Despite the backlash, Doggy Style went quadruple platinum within a year and became one of the most influential West Coast rap debuts of all time. Dr. Dre, The Chronic. Dr. Dre released The Chronic in December 1992 under Death Row Records. The album blended heavy funk samples with gangster rap lyrics and was closely tied to the aftermath of the Los Angeles riots earlier that year. Tracks like The Day the Took Over directly reference the unrest following the Rodney King verdict around the killing of Latasha Harlings. The project drew controversy for celebrating weed culture, using violent and misogynistic lyrics, and strengthening Death Row's image as a label rooted in street culture. Dre's feud with former NWA member Eazy-E also played out on the record, adding to its notoriety. An unreleased track called Mr. Officer, leaked years later, revealed Dre's criticisms of LAPD chief Daryl Gates, further tying the album to debates about police brutality. Despite the backlash, The Chronic peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200, sold over 300,000 copies in its first week, and went triple platinum by the end of 1993. It became one of the most influential rap albums of its era, establishing the G-Funk sound and launching Snoop Dogg's career.
Hey, bro. That's a good ass fucking video, dog. I ain't gonna cap. That shit is crazy. And I ain't gonna lie, some of the stuff I kind of lows forgot about. I ain't gonna cap. Except for that X one. I didn't really know too much about the X one for real. I ain't gonna lie. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Make sure you check out bro's channel. It's gonna be right here or right here. I'm gonna put it right here. You're gonna know what I'm talking about. And it's gonna be in the description down below, so you can go ahead and check out his videos and his other videos. Yeah, this was actually a pretty good one. I ain't gonna cap. I learned a lot about this shit. Like, and I'm still on that shit. I'm still on that shit, bro, cause it's like it's a pattern. You can tell. You like, I know I'm not the only one that saw that pattern, bro. Like, I ain't gonna cap. But anyways, guys, I'm up out of here. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, peace out.